When I think of things that have shaped my life into the person I am today, first I think of my parents. One of the most important things that my parents provided for me was a better education than that they were provided. From the very beginning, reading was the center of this education. Reading was not something that came easy to me, but overcoming the obstacles altogether shaped me into a better person. I struggled with reading from a very early age and never really liked reading children's books. The first books I can remember learning to read in were books like Clifford the Big Red Dog or The Cat in the Hat. Although I never really liked these books, they were crucial in me learning how to read comfortably. I vividly remember following the words on the page as I listened to the words on cassette tapes at the same time. These sessions were crucial in my development as a reader. I still, however, did not like reading and fell behind my classmates in the subject. It wasn't until late elementary school or early junior high that I finally found enjoyment in reading. At this time, I began to read books such as Lemony Snicket and Holes. These books interested me because I was able to picture the story happening in my head as I read them. They built excitement in me as the plots developed. These books were followed by books such as The Black Stallion and The Black Stallion Returns. I do not know exactly why these books stuck with me through the years, but I do remember enjoying reading these books over summertime in my early teen years. Later, my taste in books changed. I found myself reading books such as The Greatest. This was a story on the life of Muhammad Ali and his rise to greatness. I enjoyed reading this book because I used it as inspiration in my endeavors in football and becoming the best that I could. This book also brought in the cultural struggles because of the time period that Ali rose to his pinnacle of being the greatest fighter to have ever lived. This led me into the reading of the book Roots. This book was an extremely difficult read for me, but I made it through and it opened my eyes to the opportunities that I have and the struggles that others before me have gone through for me to have these opportunities. After reading this book early in high school, however, my interest in reading took a dive. From this point to me arriving at West Point, the most significant book I received, in fact, was a children's book. I was in the PALS program of my high school, which is a mentoring program where we mentored elementary school children. And at the end of the year, my teacher gave me the book A Giving Tree. This book is now more important to me because of what all my classmates wrote in it rather than the storyline of the book itself. The book, however, does have a great story for people of all ages. During the time period between me reading Roots and receiving The Giving Tree, movies played a major role in developing me as a person. Football is a part of my life that has helped make me the man I am today. Remember the Titan is a movie that has helped me along the way in that development. There's obviously a football aspect of the movie, but the part of the movie that has stuck with me longer over the years is overcoming adversity and coming together through boundaries created by society. I Am Legend is another movie that sticks out in my mind simply because it was a great movie. This movie was so good that it actually drove me to find the book that it was based on and read it. The final movie that still remains relevant to me is The Book of Eli. This movie incorporates the story of the Bible and its powers on humanity. One simple scripture can evoke emotions in a person to sacrifice themselves for the betterment of all mankind. This is why the Bible is the single most important book that I've ever come across in my entire life. My favorite passage from the Bible is Psalms 23rd. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Just a few words from this powerful book will stay with me forever. I'm sure I'm not the only person that is going to say that the Bible is probably the most significant piece of literature or book that they've come across, and a majority of the people will have a favorite Bible verse or a favorite scripture from the Bible that they can recite off from memory. This is not a significant piece of literature for one region of the world or for one culture, but it transcends all cultures and all regions of the world to people from north, south, east, west, everywhere. It's the Bible by far is probably one of the most influential pieces of literature ever created, and it has remained to be one of the top sellers year in and year out since its creation.